Hi, my name is Simone Rankin Reed, and I'm a Zen Mommy, helping you here with your spiritual awakening today. Today, I want to talk about the false self. The false self. Okay, so after you spiritually awaken, you are awakening to who you truly are, but you're also awakening to the knowledge of your false self, that you are a false self. You know, the whole point of us waking up is realizing that we've been a sponge all our lives. We've been absorbing everything. We've been absorbing belief systems, whatever our parents taught us, whatever our school teachers taught us, whatever our church, our religions, whatever the television has taught us. All of these things have developed us into the person who we are today. And the person who we are is not really somebody who is in alignment with who we are in our soul, who our true self is. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about this because one thing I noticed about my spiritual awakening is that after I awakened, I started noticing a little changes about myself. But were they really changes, or were they really things about my true self that was always uncovered by my false self? Okay, number one, I hated animals. I didn't like fur. I didn't like them to touch me, them to lick me, and I didn't want them to get near me. I didn't like the smell of them, and I still don't like the smell. But but as a child, okay, my birth mother, I used to want an animal. I want a pet so bad. I'd be like, Mommy, can I have a monkey? Mommy, can I have a cat? Mommy, can I have a dog? And she would say, nope, I don't like animals. And I grew up, I didn't like animals. I couldn't stand animals at all. And after I awakened, things changed. I began to love animals and care for them. But don't get me wrong, I have 2 cats, and they're not really my cats, but my mother left them at our house, and they're outdoor cats. And I have, as I awakened, first I didn't want anything to do with the cat, because the cat would come in and it would poop on the floor and it would leave, and it was like it was doing it on purpose, and I just would get angry. And so now it's just like, I started to think after I awakened, what if this cat that I'm not being very nice to, what if this cat is like my spirit guide, or a relative from another life? It could be anything, right? And I'm being so mean. And then karma, okay? What if this cat can bestow something great upon me? What if the spirit of this cat is something special, right? And so I started to change the way I thought about animals. And even now, like, there's a part of me, that old part of me that kind of cringes at first, because like I'm trying to get used to like the whole fur thing. But now I wouldn't even pet animals. Now I pet them, I play with them, I feed them. Like, this is something that's changed about me. And to me, if you knew me before, I did not like dogs, animals, and now I'm even going to volunteer to do Reiki on horses at a ranch near me. Now that tells me I'm a whole different Simone now since my awakening. Another thing, after my awakening, I had so many hang-ups on foods, like ethnic foods, spicy foods. I didn't like curry. I didn't like Thai food. I liked some Japanese, a little bit. I liked some sushi, but only the California roll. And I liked some Chinese food, but only that basic Chinese food from those places, like fried rice and chow mein. And I never opened my mind. I would look at, I had some friends, neighbors that were Ethiopian, and I would look at their food and I'd be like, that food looks gross. It was all goopy on the plate. And the Indian food, I was just like, nope, never. It's so spicy. And that curry, I didn't like curry at all. And then there was like a number of, I didn't like vegetables, I ate meat because it was acceptable, but I couldn't really get into vegetables. Like, I ate them, but I didn't know that they were as good as they were. And so the next thing you know, things started to change. I couldn't, spicy food, hot sauce. It would burn my tongue so bad I couldn't eat hot sauce at all. After I awakened, I started to notice my taste buds started to change. I'm able to eat hot sauce now. Guess what? I love Indian food. Curry, I can't get enough of it. Japanese food, I went beyond sushi now. The other type of food, what else did I mention that I didn't like? Can't remember right now. But all of the foods I just mentioned, I've tried it now after my awakening, and it's like my taste buds have awoken. Have awoken to me, to my truth. And I know how to appreciate I became a vegan after my awakening, not because of the spiritual awakening, okay? I went through a process where I did this 7-day challenge, and at this 8th day I went back to meat, and I noticed the difference in my vibration and my energy levels. And I decided, because I had a lot of blockages, I had a lot of procrastinations. Let me tell you, to get in front of this camera right now, it takes a whole lot for me to do that, because I used to get really lazy. You know, I would let the mail go by for months and not follow up. I would let bills go by for months and not follow up. I would just procrastinate on everything. And it's just like, awakening up, it has not been easy for me. One thing at a time, I've had to develop and rechange my life. And I decided when I started learning Reiki and I started learning about energy, I started learning how the energy of these animals, the fear, that energy doesn't go away. So if you're consuming energy, you're consuming fear. If you're consuming pain, if animals was in pain, you're consuming pain. So I decided to stop eating meat. And let me tell you, I didn't prefer meat, but there's certain meats I loved. I love bacon. I love all seafoods. And I decided, okay, this is it was a big challenge for me to just decide, okay, I'm not going to eat meat. But I decided to take the chance to see if there's a chance that there is fear in me, or there's some energy that I'm consuming that's holding me back in life. I'm going to take that chance and take the risk and start becoming vegan. And it hasn't been an easy journey, but that's something that changed about me. And, you know, I even started doing vegan cooking shows live on Facebook, which I'm going to actually bring onto my channel pretty soon. That's what I'm working on. And just not to tell people that this is what you have to do, but because I awakened to all of this beauty as far as food is concerned, now I can cook vegetables in any kind of way. I've made food for my friends, for my family. I had barbecues. I've figured out different ways to make it taste so good that you don't even miss me. And so I'm so passionate about starting this cooking show, and I'm gonna call it Cooking for Consciousness. Anyways, these were things of the false self, okay? The false self had me with so many hang-ups. It had me not trying new things, you know, had me not opening up to new experiences, had me being lazy. You know, let me tell you something. The false self had me miss out on so many beautiful things in life. And just the fact that, you know, that I'm getting up to come out here to do these videos. Let me say, the false self would have been like, I just want to lay in bed right now. You know, I remember I spent years laying in bed, watching movies, being depressed. And, you know, I got into this whole comfortable zone. Let me tell you something. What I went through to get awakened, that abusive, toxic relationship I was in that woke me up, that church that controlled me, that put me in fear, this woke me up. This is what I needed. And once I woke up, I realized that my whole life I was living was false. That I was living to please my husband, to please the church. To, you know, even though things wasn't resonating with my soul. You know, it's one thing they don't teach you is that, oh, you have to believe in things this way, right? But what about what feels right to you? You get to a point where you're so blinded that you follow. I just spoke about the collective conscious. You're so blinded. You just follow along with the collective conscious and you take that for face value. And then one day you wake up. You wake up out of the collective conscious and you realize, wow. Wow, you know, it's a big deal waking up out of that. And let me tell you, you begin to learn so much about who you truly are once you accept it, once you acknowledge it. This is a beautiful journey. Okay, there's ups and downs. You know, I had a relationship, we just broke up. It was hard, okay? I mean, it was nowhere near as hard as the toxic relationship. But when you have a better relationship, you don't want to see it go like that. But I also see the lessons that I learned in this situation, in this relationship. I also see that it gave me so much spiritual growth that I don't even know what to do about it. And I'm really happy about that. And so sometimes when something is very painful that happens to you, you have to look at it from a positive perspective. Yes, okay, it hurt me. That, you know, it gave me self-worth issues. Like, why would you want to date other people? Why would you want to bring something into this? This is amazing, okay? But, you know, you start getting these issues, and guess what? That was an issue I wouldn't have known I had deep down if someone didn't help me expose it. And now that was an issue that I exposed further and realizing it went back to childhood. And so you have to take this awakening one day at a time. You have to start really seeking yourself. You have to understand who the false self was, okay? Make a list, okay? I didn't like most kind of foods. I didn't like animals. And now these are things that I love. And I became, I want to say I became this different person, but I became me, okay? And that's where I'm headed, to my true self. Anyways, I wanted to share that little tidbit today. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. And peace and, oh yeah, I wanted to mention, I know you guys been seeing this bandage in the videos. I got bit by a spider, what I thought was a black widow spider. It's still, and I was misdiagnosed twice. And so, still don't know exactly what it is, but someone mentioned it, and so I wanted to let you guys know. I'm gonna go now. Peace and love. Namaste.